So makeover TV and citizenship are strongly connected to this neoliberal ideology that McMurria and others have pointed out. Some of the prevalent themes on these shows include, as we've mentioned, the neoliberal privatization. So the idea that this is about private ownership as opposed to government ownership or government providing things to individuals. This is individuals' private self-ownership. This neoliberalism is strongly connected to personal responsibility. So ultimately, that connection, the focus on the individual, is very much a part of Makeover TV. The show, Extreme Makeover Home Edition, frames its recipients as model citizens who have otherwise encountered difficulties in their lives, but they're framed as upright, uh, uh, model citizens in the idea of their participation in society and their families. They are largely framed as deserving families whose problems are no fault of their own. It's interesting to have that coupled with the focus on the individual that neoliberalism has, but McMurria says that is another way in which they're framed. McMurria also notes that recipients are almost exclusively heterosexual on this show, which is interesting to note, hard to come up with a rationale for that, but McMurria does note that. And it's also interesting that the show embraces divorced single women who had large households. So there are a number of stories like that that are featured on the show. So one of the problems with this show is what happens to people after Extreme Makeover Home Edition leaves. So I thought we would do a quick education on property taxes, which is often the undoing of individuals who receive this kind of help from the show. So this is the median home price of a home in Iowa City, $229,000. If you owned a home that was $229,000, you would pay taxes roughly in the range of $3,600 a year, just your property taxes, not your mortgage, not homeowners insurance, not anything like that. In theory, the folks that are featured on this show have homes that are way less valuable than the median home wherever they live. But let's just say you were a homeowner in Iowa City and your home was worth $150,000. Your property taxes are roughly $2,400 a year. If you were to get your home renovated by Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and it were made extremely valuable for what was done to it, let's say your home was now worth $450,000, your property taxes would now be $7,200 a year, which is a significant increase in property taxes for the people that own these homes. So even if Extreme Makeover Home Edition is helping cover the mortgage, and that's not entirely clear that they are, the idea that their property taxes have gone up so much would cause many of these people to potentially lose their homes. And in the clip that you're going to see next, you'll see someone who actually did lose her home after it was remade by Extreme Makeover Home Edition.